Hello everyone, welcome to The Surge. I am Spencer and I'm going to be uploading content to Doug's channel. This is just so that he has stuff on his channel that isn't live streams. He reached out hoping that I would help, and as a friend I decided to help him. Because I had the time and, well, it's helped me out when I needed it, so why not? Anywho, this is going to be a game that I've played before, but I really like. Even if some of the themes are kinda, it gets a little repetitive. So, I'm just gonna skip this part as the intro's over. It won't take too much longer, I think. Yeah. So this game the intro kind of starts out similar to James Cameron's Avatar. I mean, for one thing, your character's in a wheelchair, the Earth is kind of going to shit, and corporate greed. Yep, that's the theme in this game. So, let's just get to the meat and potatoes of this crap. And just as a heads up for anyone that likes this game and just wants to watch content, I don't have the DLC, so yeah, I can't do that. You get two choices at the start, so I go straight for the Rhino every time because I like the arms. They help me, I like them for my combat style. And Link's parts are easy to get, so onward!
Rig installation program running.
This part, I honestly like this cutscene. I think they did really good with it. I mean, they nailed that bit right there. The face that just lets you know, I think I fucked up coming here. But, I think they really nail it here. And I guess I could say screw for an attempt at a pun, but it just doesn't work. It's good God, imagine if you actually went through that. It looks like that should have taken a lot longer.
Implanting neural link.
Time to get Matrix. Just get that thing drilled into your head. There it is. I just love that face. Alright, I decided to skip that bit of the game. It was just another cutscene. It lets you know there's a faulty core, and for the most part, you just pick up a weapon and beat a drone that was trying to cut you to pieces because you were just trash. So, we're just going to be progressing through the tutorial level. The main tip I can provide for this game is I've never played Dark Souls enough to actually say this, but I'm pretty sure in that game you gotta go look around and just, if you want to find the good shit, you gotta look around. If you don't look around, you're gonna miss a lot of details, a lot of good weapons, a lot of good upgrades. A similar principle applies here. And that's how you block, counter, and just brutalize your enemies. I might actually make a habit of doing that more often, but I prefer not wasting the stamina by just walking away or dodging away. So, yeah. And this section is kind of interesting. Oh, screw you. Oh, that could have... Oh my god, this is the worst I've done in this since I got good at the game. Seriously, stop it. Stop beating me. This is not how this is supposed to go. There we go. Oh. And I never get hit by those EMPs. They rob you of your stamina, and as a result, you can get screwed if you're surrounded by multiple people or enemies. There we go. I mostly came up here just for this. No, nothing in here. I usually just look around places just because either there's something there or I don't remember if something is there. So if I go veer off to any extreme directions, assume either I know or don't know. So just whatever. So we're just gonna get to the part of the game where we can actually make some good progression. Now, obviously you can't do anything because your power core is just funked. So, let's just get going.
Are you receiving? Hello? Can you hear me? Are you still there? Your rig has been damaged. Its distress beacon has been triggered.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get back into the factory.
I'd rather not. I'd rather leave with my fully functional legs.
Well, okay. I'll just stroll right on.
I certainly don't, but there should be a maglev station nearby. They're never far from ops.
Yeah. I'm not gonna waste my time with the dialogue because, well, there's plenty of better things everyone else could be doing, and it really doesn't achieve much. Unless I really feel like I want to hammer a point. Anywho, that is the Firebug. Second boss of the game, and it is a mother effing asshole. It is going to wreck you repeatedly if you're not prepared. Now, for the beginning, you're hindered in many ways, which I literally just realized. Like, the reason you can't do executions is because you as a person are too weak to do so, which is actually kind of clever. Pretty clever, actually. So, I'm just going around beating up everything, stealing their scrap, and all to try and survive. When, quite frankly, the best tool for survival is running away. There we go, fall down. There you go. So now we're going to go back after collecting all the quote-unquote essential things.
Damn it, why don't you listen?
And here's an audio log so I can have some time to just be quiet.
Otherwise, you ain't getting through that door. If you keep trying to overload it without the
Here.
proper power capacity, security
Be
is
back in a second.
all over thousands.
Alright, sorry for the ever so slight interruption. So we're just gonna get our core fixed. Then we can start being a freaking badass. Or at least a better fighter.
Connection to database restored. Checking database. Gear voucher detected.
Okay, yes, we get it. Let me do it.
Gear voucher redeemed.
There we go. So we're just gonna equip one of these arms right now. And this is where we make all our limbs. These two we get right off the bat, so we can make them. But we can always get more. Here is where we do all the lovely upgrading. We'll be doing the upgrading at near the end of the video, so please do not rush me.
And should be yours.
Now we're going to go get some weapons and fun things. With a good old execution, my favorite part of the game. Now we're going to get that weapon because it is one of my favorite in the game. So we're gonna equip it. I cannot tell you how beneficial it is to just destroy everything on this map. Kill everything. If you do an execution, you get a kill bonus. Like the amount of scrap you get from your enemies, it's increased. Which you'll notice if you look at the lower right-hand corner. So the best way to survive this game is to pay attention to how your enemy moves. When you're close, when you're far away, if you can predict their pattern, like with every other video game, that's how you survive. I probably don't need to say it, but who knows? Sometimes it might actually be nice to hear that kind of advice. So I didn't. Oh no. I really should have paid attention. Rule number 2. Rule number 1. Pay attention to your enemies. Rule number 2. Pay attention to your health. Rule number 3. Don't die. And if you die, don't die again. Because if you die twice without picking up the lost scrap from before, you do not get it back. Though the good thing is, every time you make an execution, or I think even a kill, you get more time to get to your old scrap. And the best part is, if you go to like an elevator or or the medical room, it just pauses it. It doesn't screw you over any more than it needs to. It takes all that into consideration. It's very compassionate in how it punishes. It's compassionate at the same time while it punishes you. Odd way of phrasing it, but that's the best way to say it. It punishes you, but it doesn't want to screw you over any more than you're already screwed. Oh! And there's the enemy. The head, from what I remember, is the weakest and easiest thing to pick off. If you want to stun enemies, you typically have to hit them once or twice if you're fighting an armored opponent. Like if you're attacking armored limbs, unarmored, one good hit typically can do it, but if you hit the chest, that's obviously the beefiest part. You're gonna need a lot of effort just to stun a guy from there. Oh right, I didn't upgrade. Oh well, so if it's red, you can't do it. And when you upgrade your power level, that is when you're able to do those things. So we're gonna not be able to do anything about that right now. When we actually do it, we're gonna be able to unlock that room over there. Yeah, right behind it. Yeah, that terminal I just didn't destroy with the power of Chainblade. Let's get another chest. Yeah, about 3 to 4 hits is typical for trying to disarm this thing. Sometimes if you're lucky you can get away with 2, but usually you require more. And right there, when they run at you, do not stand still. That's a death sentence. it does a lot of damage, and I don't have the upgraded health to deal with that. Mostly because I forgot to do that. So yeah. Our objective is just to exterminate everything in our way. And get some tungsten. Which we get from doing, cutting off weapons from people. Depending on the weapons you get, they are tiered. For instance, getting the weapons here, you get tier 1 tungsten. Whereas later on, you get between tiers 1 to 4. It depends on what weapon, and you can usually tell which one's going to get you the better loot. I wonder how many I can actually implant in myself. Holy crap. I must have missed something, because I'm sure there should be more. I should have more on me at this point. Oh well. No skin off my nose, I can still deal with this. If I'm not stupid. And that always makes me feel better. You really screw up? You don't worry, a murder will make you feel right as rain. And don't ask me what weapons proficiency is. I don't really know how it affects me in particular. I just don't know. You would have to ask someone who knows this game a lot better than me about that. Like, I at best just know the basic mechanics enough to pass me by, but not enough to be like, oh yeah, I can get you through this game. I can get through this game with just basic level equipment, no nothing, no challenge. Wow, that was a... Can we all just ignore that bit ever happened, please? I want to maybe maintain some dignity. Please. Oh, glad he missed. Alright, so now we're gonna get through here. And then I'm just gonna show you what you can expect for later episodes. First thing you can expect is we're going to go down this lovely avenue right here. Get further in, maybe wake up a boss. And for even later, because we're not doing this first, not by a mile. We can fight that thing. That thing over there provides excellent loot. Or at least excellent tech scrap. The only loot it really gives you is a kind of coin. I think it's more like a trophy just to say, hey, you did it! You beat the big thing! Anyway, they're nice. They're a decent challenge when you're not prepared, and even when you are prepared, if you're not playing carefully, you will either get cornered or just crushed. In some cases, quite literally. So let's just get right back to our terminal, upgrade ourselves, and get some new armor. Well, newer. There. Perfect. And there. We have all that I need, but now let's get rid of these. Yeah, that should be enough. Never get one of these. So, oh, damn it. So, we're just gonna pump all the scrap that we have not spent on armor into here. We're gonna make ourselves as powerful as possible. That's good enough. So, we're gonna fill in every slot that we can with the proper armor or whatever. Now down there overall you can see our stats. 41's decent. If you want a better defensive build Rhino all the way, but I prefer having the speed. I've heard yeah, I prefer the speed, I prefer having good stamina, and impact is good for me. So, yeah. And I think that's as far as I'm going to get in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. This episode is meant to serve as an introduction to this game, as well as an introduction to a change in Doug's channel, which I hope anyone who watches enjoys. So, till next time, I hope you had a good evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you decided to watch this video. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. If not, feel free to just maybe take a moment to comment, tell me what I can do to improve the content I put on this channel. And till then, farewell.